Fuck it.
Whoa! Whoa!
What's going on, people? Mr. Annie Lock here, back with this week's Bleach chapter 592, Marching Out the Zombies 3. Now, going into my notes for starters, let's talk about this killing machine, Toshiro Hitsuzombie. And I like to say that Yumi Chika tried to counterattack Hitsuzombie's first attack by using a keto. Now, a captain of this level, backed by the stern Ritter just swell, was not something that an average keto can handle, which was pointed out by Ikaku, who narrowly saved Yumi Chika by hitting him out of the way with Hoseki Maru. Now, the thing about that, though he got Yumi Chika out of the way, his leg was caught in ice, so he practically lost the mobility in his leg, which caused him to be hacked to pieces by Hitsuzombie. Epicness. Now, Yumi Chika tries to get back involved. And as he's getting involved, he yells out a name, Ruriro, which is not something that I ever heard him say to Ikaku. Maybe I missed it. Maybe I don't remember at the moment. But I don't recall him using that name to Ikaku. And as he's trying to avenge Ikaku, as Ikaku is bleeding out, he gets hacked up. Now, what's crazy about him getting cut by Hitsuzombie was that Hitsuzombie cut this man from his torso to his face. But before he did that, he headbutted that man. In all my years of reading Bleach and seeing Toshiro's fights, which has been few, I've never seen that man this relentless. He headbutted the man. First, matter of fact, let's be real. He slashed him, headbutt him, then cut him from his torso to his face. Epicness. What makes this chapter even more great was that it was confirmed by Mayuri that Hitsugaya was turned into a zombie before he died. Also, going back to the beginning of the chapter, it was stated by, if I'm not mistaken, Ikaku, that his Ryatsu was on its last leg. Now, Giswell also adds that to get optimal use out of the body, it's better for someone to be turned into a zombie while they're alive. Now, it was stated, I just looked into my notes, that you get better movement and reactions from the cells if the body is turned into a zombie before the person dies. I mean, there are so many epic points to this chapter that, great week for Bleach. It's been a great 3 weeks, ever since the beginning of this Giswell fight. It's just been amazing. Now, going into another point, Mayuri shows this crazy mad scientist side by saying, how could you be excited by taking control of somebody that doesn't have any will or consciousness into what they're doing? Personally, I believe it's way more effective than leaving someone's personality, but that's just my perspective. Charlotte Cohorn, someone killed by, at the time, a lesser Shinigami, Yumi Chika, calls himself going up against Hitsuzombie, which was one of the second mistakes as far as he's been alive. Now, the first time he was alive, Yumichika drained the dude dry and killed him. Second go round. You should learn from the second go round. The second go round, Hitsuzombie hacked this man up, sliced him up his body, and as he sliced him, he also cut off his arm. Now his punishment, and I have to go into my notes for this. I love how Mayuri said, since you couldn't realize he was somebody you couldn't defeat, I'm going to let you bleed out. He deserves it. He was an asshole for that. How do you call yourself going up against somebody that's stronger than the person that killed you before? That's just common sense. I'm just saying. And then we get to the end of this chapter with Mayuri telling Toshiro, Hitsuzombie, in the name of the Serite, I'm gonna love doing experiments on your zombie body. And that right there just hit you right in the face, because you know once that man starts talking about the experiments he's gonna run on your body, Mayuri is about to go in on Toshiro. And you know something? I really hope that Mayuri shows off some other fighting techniques besides his mad scientist abilities, which I have to say are pretty cool. But I would love to see him draw his Zanpakuto, Ashishoki Jitsu. But that's just me, man. I know that was his Bankai, but again, that's just me. Before I get into my thoughts, this is the epic panel of the week. This swell Hitsuzombie versus Mayuri is shaping up to be one of the greatest fights in my eyes in Bleach history. To me, I feel like it's almost on that level. I mean, it's not the same kind of fight, but rating it as the best fight in Bleach is on that level with Ukiura Ichigo, Grimjaw Ichigo, Renji Byakuya. Those level of fights. I mean, there's a whole bunch of other fights, but that's another video for another time. Right now, I have to say that Toshiro, Hitsuzombie, Hitsugaya, has caught more bodies in this one chapter than he has through the entire series. This man is relentless. The reason why I chose that particular picture as my epic panel of the week is not as huge as other things that happen in this chapter, but this man slashed Yumichika in his lower torso, head-butted him, then cut the man from here down to there. Relentless. Now, if Toshiro was this relentless throughout the series, then maybe he would have had more wins. But you gotta think of it like this. This man is being controlled by Jiswell. So in all reality, Jiswell, to me, is the fighting genius, because Toshiro doesn't fight like that. Everything is, even though he was deemed as one of the genius fighters in the Soul Society, all the fights I've seen him in, he had no genius. I could go back to the first fight I see him in, which was the one with Ging. When he fought Ging was doing that fast sword thing, and he shut him down with the whole ice Getsuga Tencho. I'm just being funny. We know that's not what it's called. he did like the ice slash, and the ice came down, and then he had like the attachment from the bottom of his sword, which he stopped getting sword. But when it came down to it, and Gin was like, you either choose Momo or yourself, that man froze. If it wasn't for Rangiku, Momo would have probably been dead. But again, that's another story. Now, let's get into the death of Ikkaku and Yumichika, which hopefully that they die. Hopefully Kubo doesn't pull no bullshit and tries to bring them back. I really hope that they're dead, because to me, that would mean so much more to this story. With two minor character deaths, and we all came and grew to love Ikkaku and Yumichika for their personalities, but for them to die in this point of the story, in this point of the battle, would make this thing epic. I have to say, overall, this was an epic, another epic chapter of Bleach. And you know something? I am so happy that when I got up this morning, I read Naruto first. Check out my feelings about Naruto. It ain't that long, it's 50 seconds. All you gotta do is just watch it and you can get on with your life. But reading this after Naruto made my day. Like, subscribe, comment. Peace.